Well folks, I've only went and done it again. Another cracker of a find. I'm on the Gold Noble field where Martyn last year found a hammered gold Ryal or Gold Noble from the 1460s. But I think I've found something from that exact same time period. So stay tuned. Welcome back to the fields of Perthshire. Thankfully, it's not raining. It's actually a pretty nice day. And it's getting warmer. We've had a couple of nights of frost, but by the weekend, we're supposed to be up to 10 degrees, which is 50 Fahrenheit, which is mild for this time of year. For the moment, it's just me with the trusty XP Days 2, but I am very excited. And the reason is because of the field that I'm on. This is the Gold Noble field. This is the field where Martyn, in September last year, discovered the gold Ryal of King Edward IV, which dates to around about the 1460s. It is a Flemish variety, a Flemish issue, and it's currently still with the museum in Edinburgh, the National Museum, under Treasure Trove, which is the system we have in Scotland for items that are over 300 years old. So they've had it for basically the whole year, but unfortunately the system in Scotland is not doing particularly well. There's, I believe, in excess of 5,000 items being processed at the moment as a result of backlogs from COVID. And Martyn's emailed them several times for an update, but they haven't even replied. And my understanding is that, as things stand, the process is taking over 2 years at the moment to resolve, which is pretty awful. I wish we had a similar system to England, who've got the Portable Antiquities Scheme and finds liaison officers for every county, every region, every state. And when I've found stuff in England at Detectorist, it's been photographed, recorded at the rally, and returned to me within a matter of a few hours. And 2 years and more is just not quick enough, especially for a coin which is so important. So I've had lots of questions. The first one is, did I find the silver dollar? And the answer is no, not yet. I'm going to go back probably tomorrow to have another look. Fingers crossed it turns up, but I thought it would be relatively easy to find, but so far it is proven pretty elusive. And worse still, several of you have pointed out that it looks like a mint mark of CC, which is, what was it now? Was it Carton City? Oh, I can't remember now. Carson City, which apparently is the rarest mint mark of that particular coin. It could be worth many, many hundreds of dollars. So hopefully I go back and find it. And lastly, sorry for wittering on so much, people asking about my little, my new system for voice recording. So this is the microphone end, this is the business end. You can see it with its little dead cat on top. And I have to say, so far, DJI, I have to say, fantastic. What a bit of kit. This has been a game changer for me. I've been out in some pretty windy conditions, and it's made a massive difference to my audio. I think the cost is about £280, about $300 give or take. But it's seamless so far. It turns itself on. You don't need to do anything special. You just plug it into your camera or your phone and record away wirelessly. So, game changer. Absolute game changer. Right, enough of me waffling. Let's go and find some gold nobles. I forgot to mention, with all my blethering at the start, the reason I'm excited about getting back on this field is because it had become undetectable. It was covered in barley stubble. Couldn't get good close contact. However, about 3 weeks ago the farmer ploughed it, preparing it for potatoes for next year, so it's had a good 18-inch plough. But best of all, it's had some torrential rain on it, which has compacted the ground, and this is the first time I've been out detecting on it since it's been ploughed, so I've got high hopes. And within the first 2 or 3 minutes I've got my first diggable signal, which is a fairly consistent 76, 77. Definitely within the realms of button territory. Let's try and flick out a wee spadeful. Good, we're out straight away. Now let's try and get off to a flyer. 60 to 70 I think the Gold Noble will come in at. So that's the sort of figure we're looking out for. What's that there? Nope, that's not it. That's it there though, is it? Nope, that's a stone. Oh my god. I'm rubbish at this, aren't I? There we go. There we go. That is it right there. What ancient artefact have we got? It's a thing. It's a thing. Not sure what it is, to be honest. Copper, something. Copper with a bit of iron attached to the back of it. That's what that big lump is. So what do we think of that? Not sure what that is, to be honest. Let me give it a wee rub-a-dub, see if there's any detail on that. It's definitely got a shape to it. Maybe a handle for a bit of cutlery, a spoon or something. Not sure why there would be iron attached to it though. But yeah, not sure on that one, to be honest, but possibly cutlery. Maybe a bit of a pocket knife or something as well as another alternative, but there's a wee something there, is there? Yeah, there is. There's a little mark there, which is it's a stamp. Hang on. Let me no, I can't. There we go, look, if I zoom that in, you see it just there, and it says Alba, A-L-B-A. Can't make out what the word is above it, but Alba is the old name for Scotland. So I think that's what it is. I think it's a piece of cutlery handle, and that would have been the maker's mark at the top there. Probably going to be Victorian, could be Georgian, so certainly 100 plus years old. On to the next. Not far away, we've got signal number 2. 72, 73, and out the corner of my eye, I think we've actually got the first coin of the day. Can anyone see it? Right there. That looks like a coin to me. Right, we'll get to that in a minute, but before we do, let's dig this one. Not sounding quite so good now it's out the ground. That is why. That is a bit of aluminium. In fact, it's a letter, 2 letters. E and D. F and D, E and D. Let's go for E and D. Edinburgh, or it's part of an old animal tag. Right, let me just flip to the left-hand side, fill that hole in, and let's go and have a wee look at our coin. It is a coin, 100%. It's got a lovely patina to it. So as I mentioned the other day, I found a couple of things on the surface. When you get rain, if there's something just under the surface, it'll often be brought to the top as the water gets washed off it. It's quite smooth and worn, maybe a Victoria, but it's got a lovely patina. Oh no, it's not 1902, it's her son. It's Dirty Bertie. Here he is. Edward the 7th, I think he was, wasn't he? I lose track. My small brain struggles to keep all these dates, but you can see him there looking to the right hand side. It's got a lovely patina, as I say, a beautiful olivey green colour. It's quite smooth. This must have been in circulation for quite a long time before it was lost. As I mentioned before, he ruled from 1901 to 1910. Pretty much smoked and drank himself to death, and he was the playboy prince, mistresses left, right and centre. Lots of illegitimate children too. I've got a lovely signal right here. Listen to that. 90, solid 90. Singing like a canary. I am going to guess, well, I think it's too high to be a gold noble, so I'm going to guess either Georgian penny or it could be silver, you know. Let's find out. Considerably deeper than it sounded, about 7 or 8 inches. Third spadeful over here. We have got something silver. 100%. Tell you what, could be old, could be hammered. Oh, I think it's hammered. I think it's hammered. Oh, it's not. It's still good, but it's not hammered. It's Gavilimus. It's William III of England, William II of Scotland. We've had a couple off this field, so clearly someone was still kicking around here in the 1680s, 1690s. It's pretty worn. It's not a love token though. It's not been bent and it's not been smoothed off too much. Fantastic. Well, that's great. Half an hour in. And not quite the era I was hoping for. But still, you can see his head looking to the right hand side. Let's turn her over. Yeah, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. They can be a lot more worn than that. So I am happy with that. Right, let me give this a wee clean up off camera and I'll get right back to you. Well, I think I'm definitely into double figures with Williams for this year. In silver, that is. I think he's been relatively common. I seem to have been getting one a month. So I would think I'm certainly on 10, but I could be on 15, even pushing towards 20 for the year in silver. I think this is a shilling. I think it's too big for a sixpence. And I can't make out a date on it. The date part is worn. But you can see the 4 shields on the back. You've got Ireland, England, Scotland, and there would be over here, there would be the, what was it called, the Dutch Republic or something like that, because he was William of Orange. He was from the Netherlands, and he, along with his wife, Mary Stuart, nope, not that Mary Stuart, a different one, the daughter of James the 7th and 2nd, they seized the throne as Protestants in 1688, the Glorious Revolution. There was nothing glorious about it. It was an overthrow of the monarchy. James fled to his cousin Louis XIV in France, and so began the Jacobite uprisings from 1688 all the way through to 1746 as they attempted to restore the Catholic Stuarts to the monarchy of Scotland and England, and later Great Britain as we became in 1707, or should I say the United Kingdom, not Great Britain. So, brilliant, nice coin. I think it's a shilling, which was 12 pence, if I remember rightly, at this era. And a shilling, an interesting story about shillings. William, he introduced, around about 1690, 1692, he introduced the window tax, which if you had 10 or more windows, you had to pay 10 shillings a year in tax, which was £1.20 which was a lot of money, several £1,000s. So people began to brick up their windows if they had more than 10 windows to avoid the tax. And that's where the phrase daylight robbery comes from, because people were literally deprived of sunlight in an attempt to avoid paying tax. So daylight robbery. The tax was actually in place all the way through to 1850 or 1851, when it was eventually repealed. So there you go, interesting fact for you. Beautiful, great coin. We have got ourselves a little eyes only find. Now, I don't think it's anything particularly spectacular. It's a piece of pottery, but it looks as if it's got writing on it. Look at that. So, oh, it does. Oh, it's fairly intact, actually. I was expecting that to be fairly... it's missing the surface. What a nightmare. That's a shame, isn't it? That is... Honestly, I should get myself into bottle digging. Just shows you there's clearly lots of stuff around here that's been buried in the past. You know, in the old days before there were rubbish tips, farmers, people in rural areas, they just dug pits fairly close to their house, and they poured everything in. And over the centuries, obviously, it's ploughed up and brought to the surface. So somewhere under this field, I'm sure, there's a rubbish pit or more. It might only have had the very top scraped off it, and it might be full of interesting things, but it looks like it says areca nut, and I think that would be toothpaste, P-A-S-T, I think that's an E, toothpaste, so I think that's what that is. I think that's the top off of a toothpaste jar, and clearly areca nut, I don't know if that's a longer word, but clearly the toothpaste was made with some kind of nut. I'm guessing it's probably Victorian, and how appropriate that I've got my toothbrush. Nice little find. I'm right in about the area where Marty found the gold noble, or the milk bottle top as he thought it was. Oh. Every single beep could be a gold noble. Well, this one is a low tone, barely even a mid-tone. It's a 45, 49. But you know what, if you're this close to the site that a gold noble was found, you're going to dig anything, aren't you? We're out the hole, wasn't very deep. 45, 49, to be honest, to me, that's silver foil. But as I say, you're not going to disregard, no it's not, you're not going to disregard any kind of sound in a field that has produced a gold noble before, are you? You're going to dig everything and anything, because you never know, it could be a gold coin on its edge or anything. On this occasion though, it's what we call in the business junk. We have another good signal. $87. It's a bit weak. It's either small or it's at depth, but I think it's too high to be a gold noble. But see what I mean about a field is never done. See, once it gets a plough, oof, can bring up things that you would never have found previously. It certainly was at depth, and I think it's something small, because for a moment I lost it. So I think it's something small and I'd turned it on its edge. What's that? That's it there. Right, what ancient relic have we got here? Is that a bit of lead? It's not a bit of lead. You know what it is? Is it a bit... I know. I was going to say it's a bit of foil, but it's not. I don't think it is foil. Yeah, I think it's just a little fragment of lead. That's a shame. Oh well. On to the next. Now we're talking. 56, 55, 57. But it also sounds like there could be some iron in that hole as well. This could be a gold noble. A little bit confused by this one. So we've got a signal here, which I think's iron. But over here, you hear the difference in the tone. 51, 52. So that's our good target, and the other one is iron. So, moment of truth. Moment of truth, and I think we might have a hammered coin. Well, I think that is... Ugh. Is it? It is. It is. Yeah, 100%. 100% that is a hammered coin. Yes. Absolutely. You beauty. Well, it was a bit low. It was a bit chittery for a hammered coin, but that's probably the iron that was there. Got an aeroplane flying overhead. Let's get the spray bottle out on it. Nice. Nice. There we go. Look at that. Glistening away in the sunshine. It's lost most of its detail. I don't know if it's off struck or if it's could be a half groat or a groat. And you see it looks like it's got an outer circle, so I don't know if it's been struck off centre or if it's been a bigger coin that's been clipped. The other side I can already see. There we go, look at that, there's a face. There is a face. There we go. Look at that. Look at that ugly mug looking back at us. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Get a wee bit of mud out, or is that... No, is that mud? No, I think that's just discoloration. Oxidisation on the coin, but look at that. Look at the size of the nose. That is 100% a hammered coin. And I think E-D-W-A-R-D, Edward. So it's one of the Edwards. I think it's a later Edward though. And I'm pretty sure, from what I looked at online, if you get a little flower in the centre, that's a mint mark. And that is the White Rose of York. Is that right? I think it might be. We've had a few coins. I think we've had about 10 hammered coins, including the gold, off this field. And I'm sure maybe 3, 4, 5 of them have had this little flower in the centre. Now York from here will be, I don't know, 200, 250 miles, something like that. So it's a fair distance, but clearly someone here, well, we know the gold coin was Flemish, so someone who was living here, who was staying here, clearly had good trade links, potentially with York, but also with the Low Countries. So that'll be interesting to know if that is Edward IV, because if it is, then it's the exact same time period as the Gold Noble. You beauty. I am delighted with that. That's probably, if it is Edward IV, that's 1450, 1460. If it's one of the earlier Edwards, it's probably 1250 to 1350 was Edward I to Edward III. Beautiful, but it is English, an English coin. Over the moon with that. Absolutely delighted. A bit of a high signal for a gold noble, but God, it's exciting. Every single tone, every single sound could be something epic, and that hammered coin, honestly, it's damaged, it's clipped, but it's still amazing to think that probably no one's held that for 500 or 600 years, maybe even 700 or 800 years. So we've got a wee high tone here, 85, 86. So I'll do a wee live dig this time, just to mix it up a little bit, to get a spadeful out. Nope. Try again. Ah, now it's not sounding very good. It's not on my spade, is it? Nope. Now it sounds like iron. Or there's iron in the hole as well. Okay, I'm going to have to come back to you on this one. Need 2 hands. Well, that is surprising. At depth, that is iron. That is iron. That is surprising. Can't believe that that was an iron signal. It's sounded a stick on for something that was non-iron, but who knows what that is, what it could be. Could be hundreds, could be thousands of years old, but we'll never know. Damn. Oh, we've got another possible hammered coin sound. 55, 54, 56. Don't know if it's 2 signals or something that's long. Maybe it's not a hammered coin. Certainly sounds like a hammered coin. Right, live dig. 2 gold nobles side by side. Nope. First time round. Come on. Still somewhere in there. Okay, that's us, we're out. Not on the spade as well, is it? Okay, still a 54, 55. Come on. Let's see some gold. That is not gold. But that is the target. So what is that? It's flaking off, whatever it is. So it's not in great condition. What is it? Let's do the back side, which looks a bit more stable. And don't worry, this is a very soft brush. No. Well, because of the shape of it, I thought maybe like a strap end, you know, like a belt fitting. But if it was, I would expect to maybe see a couple of rivets or some decoration. It looks like it's made of copper or copper alloy. As you can see, it's pretty unstable, especially on this side. But jury's out on that one, I'm not really sure. But clearly, given the site, it could be something interesting, so I'm going to put that in a little bag, take that home, dry it out properly and have a look at it once I get back. Okie doke. I'm steadily losing sunlight, but we've got a screamer of an 82. Which could be a coin. Could be a modern or more modern coin. I don't think it's going to be a gold noble, but hey, You never know. What's that? Stone. What's that? That's a stone as well. That's a stone. Seem to be incapable of tracking this down. Okay, I've got it. I have got it. It's a little bit of lead, I think. Oh, a bit bigger than it looked. Oops. Get you in the shot. Yep, it's a bit of lead. And this area here has been intensively detected. Obviously when Martyn, oops, dropped it. When Martyn found that gold noble, we were all over this field, every single inch of it. So again, it's promising that such a clean signal, such a heavy signal as that has been missed. So, you know, if you're going to miss that, you're going to miss other hammered coins and, dare I say, gold nobles. It's just a little bit of lead. Doesn't seem to be decorated or shaped in a particular way. So, on to the next. This signal was a pretty poor 58-59, but again there's iron over here somewhere, over there, but we're out the hole, sounding a little bit better, or at least I thought we were. Oh. Okay, somewhere here. Somewhere here. What's that? Not that. What about that? That's it. That is it. Oh, we've got the dreaded button. Surprised it's taken me this long to find one. Got some writing on it. I'll give it a wee rub up off camera and then get back to you. This side's pretty rotten. It's a wee 4-hole button. Probably going to be 1830s to 1900, give or take. The other side's actually in pretty much perfect condition, but I can't show you it because it shows you the name of the little village where I am metal detecting, or just on the edge of the little village that I'm metal detecting. So I don't want to give the game away, otherwise I'll try and get out on this field next week and it'll be littered with metal detectorists. On to the next. This target was a bit weak, but it came out and now it's an 84-85. It sounds very good. What's that? That is it. Might be a little pigeon ring. I think it might be. Can't get the mud out it. There's something to push it out with. Ah, it's not thick enough. No, I don't have anything stiff enough on my brush actually. The trusty brush. There we go, forgot about that. I don't know, maybe it isn't a pigeon ring after all. It's a little something, a little crimp. But don't see any letters. There would be letters or numbers on it if it was a pigeon ring. So, there we go. Junk. Been about 20 minutes without a signal. Still got probably 20 minutes or so of daylight left, and I got myself another really sweet signal here. 93, 91, 94. Could be a bit of silver, you know. Right about there. Right, I'll do a wee live dig. So if it's not silver, you can see the misery or hear the misery in my voice as I uncover it. Not seeing any big chunks of aluminium yet. Moment of truth. Oh, it's a bottle top. It's a bottle top. Even worse, it's a plain bottle top. Make sure there's no glass in it and cut myself. What a nightmare. What a nightmare. Thought for a minute there I was laughing. But no, not to be. It's a little bottle top off a, surprise, surprise, a little whiskey bottle. These farmers out here drinking when they should be working. Oh well, on to the next. Well then folks, that is me for today. But what a day, what a really, really, really great day. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I also forgot to say, before I just do my recap and show you the finds, I have to say a massive thank you to everyone for the continued support. As I said before, I've grown in the last 3 weeks by about 350 new followers, new subscribers, and my views have gone through the roof. My views are up something like 55%. My watch time is almost doubled, and with that also my revenue has gone up over £150 in a month, which is tremendous. So that all gets reinvested back into the channel with audio equipment, recording equipment and so on. So I have to say a massive thank you. But let's have a look at these fantastic finds. Here we are. So this is the best. Well, not necessarily the best, because some of it up here is junk, but you know what I mean. So 3 standouts obviously are the 3 coins. You've got the little Edward just here, 1902 I think that one was. We've got a very nice Gavilimus, or William III of England, William II of Scotland, and that's a shilling, so that's probably going to be sometime between 1688 and 1702, so over 300 years old. I would be over the moon if that was the best find of the day, but it gets better, because we have got this little fella, and that is a medieval silver coin. I'm guessing it's going to be Edward IV, but if anyone knows hammered coins better than I do, then please let me know in the comments. But if it is Edward IV, it's around about 1450, 1460, which would be exactly the same era as Martyn's Martyn's gold Ryal, his gold noble, which, as I mentioned, is currently at the museum in Edinburgh, sitting in a drawer. I would have thought they'd have been all over it, because it must be one of the most important coins that's been discovered in Scotland by a metal detectorist ever. I have never heard of a gold noble or a gold Ryal being discovered anywhere in Scotland, so I think it's an incredibly important and potentially valuable coin. So I would have thought they would have been all over it, but so far, best part of a year gone and no replies. However, that's a pretty good day out for me. So I will leave it there. If you don't already, hit the subscribe button, and feel free to leave a comment, give me a thumbs up, and hopefully I'll see you back on the next dig. Thanks for watching.